Club, Cincinnati's home for stand-up comedy. Wednesday night, let me hear some noise, baby! All right, now we get out the door to get the show started. Please turn your cell phones on silent. Don't hang with the comedians. And keep the table talk down or you will be asked to leave. With that out of the way, make some noise for your friends and family. Thanks for seeing tonight, baby! Please welcome on the stage to everybody, the very talented Gretchen Show!
Hello! Hi! How are we doing? We good? We good? Hell yeah. Thanks for coming out. Wednesday night Pro-Am. We have a great show for you. We're very excited that you all are here. So give it up for yourselves again for being here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. It's getting pretty warm outside, right? It's so weird, you know? It's probably not a good thing, but it does make me miss the pool. Really miss the pool. I love the pool. Because you go to the public pool and you see that one sign and it says pool rules. I'm like, sure fucking does. Dude, the pool rules. Am I right? Am I right? It's pretty dope. I will say, when I was a kid, though, I was pretty weird because I wore socks in the pool. Anyone else? Socks in the pool? No? No, that's not a normal thing? What are you saying? No, I don't really know why I wore socks in the pool, but I do think it might be because I was autistic, you know, or I am autistic, you know. I don't wear socks in the pool anymore, so not as autistic as I was when I was a kid. Hell yeah, thank you, thank you. I do still wear socks having sex, though. I have to. I mean, how else am I supposed to know when I've orgasmed, you know? Just gotta knock my socks off, right? That's the only way. Isn't that right? Yeah. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. I gave myself a rose toy. If you don't know what a rose toy is, you are probably a man. It's an amazing sex toy for ladies. It's great. I will say there's one setting on it, though, that kind of turns me off a little bit. Because it goes like this. It's like, meow, 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 meow. I'm like, how am I supposed to get horny during an Amber Alert, right? Like, there are children missing. I have to save them. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of, alerts like that, does anyone remember Hurricane Katrina? You guys remember? Yeah? Yeah. I mean, it was a bad hurricane, but you gotta admit, the name was pretty cool. Katrina? That's a cool name for a hurricane. Because I was reading what they're naming them now. I mean, I saw a Hurricane Nicole. I'm like, what the hell? I know a Nicole. That's such a basic name. And plus, no Nicole I know has ever been wet. So how is that even? I mean, do you know any wet Nicoles? I don't know any. Dry as hell. I do think that we could, wetten these names up a little bit. You know, we gotta fix them up. We can't have Hurricane Nicoles out there, right? So I want to change them up. So I want to first ask this room. Let's see if there's any cool names in this room. Like, what's your name? Kelly. Hurricane Kelly. Yeah, that's a dry hurricane. That is not what I'm looking for. What about you, sir? What's your name? Dan, fuck. Nope, that's dry. All right. I think I know a way, actually. I think I know a way. I think that we could start naming hurricanes the way that trans people name themselves. You could get some pretty cool names then, right? Like Hurricane Zephyr. Yeah. Or like Tropical Storm. Huh? And yeah, I did switch to a tropical storm. That's because it can identify as whatever kind of hurricane it wants to. Okay, Dan? Plus, if you think about it, all the states that have hurricanes tend to be pretty transphobic, right? So this could be like a power to the trans movement, you know? Like Florida, Texas, come on. They're not gonna want a trans hurricane railing through their town. No way. You know, but they would probably look at it and say, that disaster is not natural, right? They would look at that. But hurricane rain with two ends doesn't give a shit what you say about it, okay? It's gonna blow you and get you wet and then create a big old rainbow. You're gay now. You got blown by a trans hurricane. Okay. Well, let's see. I got rejected by a woman recently. Yeah, sucks. Why are you clapping? It's so sad. No, I got rejected by a woman, and it's really tough being bisexual and, you know, getting rejected by a woman. I'm finding it's so very tough because, like, a guy, you know, I don't think any lady in here can think of the man who got away, right? Can any woman think of a man who got away? No. But when I got rejected by a woman, I now understand why men punch holes in walls, okay? Let me just say that. All right, I'll end with this quick little thing. I think I might be a full-on lesbian because men really, I can't really get along with them too much. Like, I find things out about them, like something like they have mommy issues or they have anger issues or like they're poor, you know? Basically, men are like umbrellas to me. Because once they open up, I can't get wet. Unless they're broken, then I get wet, it sucks. All right, guys, that's been me. I'm Gretchen Schultz. You guys ready for the Pro-Am? All right, we got your next comedian. She's a regular here at Go Bananas. Give it up for the very funny Hannah Youngholm.
One more time. Be here, a little bit about me. During the daytime, I am a yoga instructor. Yeah, hell yeah. I do love it. It's my favorite thing. I honestly believe that yoga is medicine for your body. I have to believe this because I can't afford health insurance. It's fine. At this point, I'm so stretchy, so damn flexible. I can literally be my own gynecologist. You need to calm down. Ew. You know, have you heard of the internet? Like, you don't have to come to a comedy club to be annoying to a person on stage. But that's okay. Reading and writing is hard, huh? Okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm a yoga instructor, but sometimes I get a little bitchy. But that's the thing. I feel like people like put you on a pedestal. Like they think you always act moral. It's not true. Like, I'm technically banned from every Kroger in America. You know, you're supposed to pay for things, I guess. What they're into over there. I was shoplifting vitamins. That was pretty yoga of me. It was this biotin. It's supposed to like make your hair and nails stronger. It didn't even work. All this did was increase the size of my bush to a level out of fucking control. All right. I graduated college last year. Thank you. With a degree in anthropology. No, it was a mistake. I am so in debt. Here's the thing. The reason I even went to college in the first place was because my high school boyfriend broke up with me. And I was like, well, I don't need you. I'm going to go to college and find a bunch of dudes to just go and have sex with. That was my goal. Didn't take me long to learn that one night stands actually make me cry. Right? Thank you. I was so embarrassed about this at first, because that shit's embarrassing, right? Yeah, but then I learned that sometimes for women, sex can release a hormone in our bodies called disappointment. Makes us emotional. I am sensitive. I know I'm a sensitive person. I feel like women always get a bad rep for being sensitive, but like dudes are crazy too, right? It just comes out in different ways. Like, have you ever seen a man lose a video game? Like, what the fuck? Like, I get Rocket League is frustrating, but it shouldn't be why you know how to drywall. I'll talk about more wholesome stuff now. I recently was hanging out with my grandma, and we went to the Wax Museum, which, we were in Nashville, went to the Wax Museum, and that is not a good place to take somebody if they have dementia. I regretted it. 5 minutes in, she's like, "Oh, honey, I'm just gonna go talk to John Travolta." "Hello, Mr. Travolta, mind if I show you my wax?" I'm like, "No, Grandma, we are at the Wax Museum. Do not whip out your pussy." I felt so bad about it. I was like, I'm being such a cockblock. Like, I am not being cool at all. I should just go along with her little I took an edible, and I was like, on her wavelength. You know? I'm like, "Grandma, you don't have to hang out with John Travolta. I'm gonna take you to meet somebody. Listen, come here. This is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm gonna leave you guys alone to do your waxy little thing while I hang out over here and steal the shoes off of Taylor Swift." All right, you guys are awesome. I've been Hannah Youngcomb. Thank you so much for coming out. Please keep that noise going for the very funny Justin Bradley.
Keep it going for Hannah one more time, everybody. How you guys doing? Any parents out there tonight? Parents, all right, man. Remember when I had my first kid? We got 4 of them. Remember people used to say to me all the time, "Man, hey, Justin, just enjoy it. It goes by so fast." I'm 4 kids in. I'm wondering when this going by fast stuff is going to start, man, because honestly, dude, this shit is crawling by, The other day, my 13-year-old son realized he's taller than me. You know how emasculating that is to be the shortest man in your own home? You know what I mean? I'm YouTubing. Is it possible for a 40-year-old man to grow a few inches in his late years? I got to do something, man, because he keeps making me take out the garbage, and that's not how it's supposed to work. I always just think back, like, my kids are being raised so differently than I was. They're born and they're coming up in basic white kids in rural Indiana. But I was a firstborn child. Any firstborn out there? Yeah, there you go, firstborn. Firstborn children have it rough, man. I've got one sister. She's 8 years younger than me, and we have 2 different parents. We had 2 very different upbringings, because I was the first one. The firstborn, you're born in when your parents are on the come up, you know what I mean? They're still trying to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? Like I once ate oatmeal as a kid for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a week, you know what I mean? That's how struggling it was for me. My sister went to the mall one time when she was in high school, the day after Christmas, and asked my parents to buy her a $90 hoodie the day after Christmas. And they bought it for her. You know what I mean? We did not grow up the same, She grew up in white rural Indiana. I grew up in the hood in Owensboro, Kentucky. All black neighborhood, man. All black neighborhood. I didn't have like the corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard and Martin Luther King Avenue. You understand? Like the ghetto for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I had 12 black mothers that I called auntie, and I wasn't related to any of them. You know, that's how it was. Like Sandra Bullock adopted like 4 of my friends to play football. Like that's You know what it's like growing up? You know what happens when you're when you're in an all-black neighborhood and your mom is a German Catholic redneck from Kentucky and your father is a Muslim from Iran in the 80s, and at 9 years old you have a mustache thicker than Nicki Minaj? I tell you what happens, you become the neighborhood Hispanic kid real quick. That's what happens to you. One time I remember, man, I asked my friends, I was like, hey, man, we're all friends. I'm cool. I'm one of the boys. Can I say it? And they were like, hell no, you can't say it. And I was like, okay, good. Glad I asked, you know. So glad I didn't just assume, you know what I mean? Because that would have gotten real ugly real quick, you know what I'm saying? From there, later on, as a teenager, I joined a Christian rap group. That's right. I don't know what you're imagining, but I promise you it was so much worse. You know, like it was pretty rough. Rap group name, Angels in Battle. That's right, Angels in Battle. AIB, baby. My stage name, the HG Soldier. You're looking at the Holy Ghost Soldier right now, Go Bananas. You know, that's who you got on stage right now. Yeah. Leader of our group was a guy named Tafari. That was his real name. Stage name, Sion. Actually, Sion may have been his stage name, his real name Tafari. I don't remember at this point. I can't remember. But years later, I was in college. I made some white friends. Me and my white friends from college are actually at Kings Island up the street here, having a good time out, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's been years. I see Tafari sitting up against the light post, hanging out, and he looks just like Tupac, man. Bandana backwards, jacked, swole, just posted up, looking as gangster as can be, up against the wall. And I seen him from down the way, and I was like, "Yo, Tafari, what's up, bye?" Here's the problem: it wasn't Tafari. It was just a real swole, about to be very angry black gentleman that was having a good day at Kings Island that I was about to ruin. Thankfully, as the words came out of my mouth and I caught eyes with them, I remembered from back in my childhood, hell no, you can't say it. So I was like, what's up, my man? Hey, how's it going? I thought you were somebody else, man. Hey, I'm Hispanic. Hey, guys, my name's Justin Bradley. That's been my time. Thanks, everybody. Give it up for your next comic. He's a Cincinnati favorite, the very funny Mr. Blake Hammond.
Hey, one more time for Justin, huh? He's probably racist, right? I feel like I sort of look like Justin if his family left him, but all right, hell yeah. Yeah, that table loves it, hell yeah. Yeah, dude, when your family leaves, you're gonna look as cool as I do, dude. This has been happening recently. People on the internet keep telling me I look like Chum-Li from Pawn Stars, and even if you don't know what that dude looks like, Chum-Li is not a hot guy's nickname, you know? Chum-Li sounds like a D-list whale at SeaWorld. There's like, oh no, Shamu's sick today. Here's Chum-Li, kids. The only whale that wears a t-shirt in the pool. Here he is. Chum-Li only eats Swedish fish. That's for the real ones. Yep, the real ones laugh at that joke. It's just that lady. I went to a Big and Tall store for the first time recently, and you know what I noticed? No tall people. It's just a bunch of bigs in there, dude. Looked like a gym on New Year's Day. It was just big people. Some of you are too fat to not be laughing at that, but no. When I got to the Big and Tall store, right next door was a Chinese buffet, and fucking talk about location. I mean, that is so smart, dude. Because really, like, Chinese food's the perfect thing to put next to a Big and Tall, right? Because you'll get them on the way in. And then they'll go to the Big and Tall, and then by the time they're done, they're hungry again. So just go right back to the buffet. You know? It is pretty good. Thank you. This is an open mic, so I do need to know. Dude, fucking the big and tall makes me feel good about myself, honestly. I walked in there and they were like, yo, you walked in here? You're not on a scooter or anything? Let me take you to the petite section. Our extra small, extra large clothes. Here they are. They try to get my ass. They try to get my ass at the big and tall. They did. Because I went up to the register with a pair of pants, and the lady was like, if you get a shirt with this, you can make it a combo. And combo, dude, combo hit my fat brain, and I was like, immediately like, I wonder if you can get any sides with that. She was like, you get a necklace, and thank God my wife was there. She was like, he doesn't need an outfit. I was like, oh, outfit. That's right, yeah. So we left and we just hit the Chinese buffet, but all right, that could be good. Thank you, dude. Thank you again. Tell me how you feel about this next one. Don't laugh. Just fucking audibly tell me. I was dating this lady once and bragging, not funny, fuck you. I said I was dating a lady and he laughed, you fucking asshole. I was dating this lady once and she was like super into role playing in bed, and one time she wanted me to role play as her stepbrother, and the problem is that she had a stepbrother. And that's too real for a role play, you know what I mean? Like a role play's gotta be fantasy, man. It's gotta be like I pretend to be a fucking delivery driver, a pizza delivery driver, and you pretend I didn't eat the whole pizza. Like that's a fantasy, you know what I mean? But like she was like, hey, will you pretend to be my stepbrother? And I was like, Brian? Like, you can't have a name, you know what I mean? Also, if I'm gonna pretend to be fucking your stepbrother, what am I gonna do? Just I should ask your mom for money? Is that what you want me to do? I'll let you guys know I did not pretend to be her stepbrother. What I did is I pretended to be her dad and I fucking split. But oh, yeah. A girl that dated me didn't have a dad around. Are we surprised? All right, that's it for me, guys. Thanks so much. Up next, we got a very funny guy. He's new to the scene. Give it up for Spencer Eddingfield, everybody.
Let's keep it going for Blake, everybody, please. Hey, get situated. I apologize for my outfit. I just got back from the Tucker Carlson convention. Try to make fun of myself before somebody else does. Earlier today, a customer told me I look like Sonic the Hedgehog, so I'm still figuring some things out. It's better. It's at least better than what the other comics say about me. I've been told that I look like Johnny Bravo if he was a soy boy, that I grew up in a Section 8 frat house, or that I'd make a perfect concierge for Epstein Island. The worst thing I've been told, and I don't say this on stage anymore because it's a terrible way to start a set, but one time somebody told me I look like I rape people in the changing rooms at Men's Warehouse. But I've learned the hard way not to open with that joke because people really, people don't like that word. People really tense up when you say warehouse. So, gotta be careful. To actually, believe it or not, it is my birthday today. Yes, please. I insist for as long as possible. Thank you. I am turning 20, so it doesn't matter. And it's nice. I've often been told that I look young for my age, and that used to drive me crazy, but now I'm starting to appreciate it because other guys my age, if they run their mouth, they risk getting their ass kicked, but me, I'm just a little stinker. You wouldn't lay your hands on me, would you, huh? I just need an apple juice and a nap. Come on. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Today is my birthday, so you can say I've been getting pretty busy, if you know what I mean. Talking about compulsive masturbation, everybody. Talking about looking at so much porn you feel weird afterwards. Not bad per se, just weird. Feel like there's gauging around. I feel like there's enough young people around. I'm gonna take a risk on this one. I think there's enough young people here for me to try this joke. You know how you want to kill yourself, but you can't because your mom's still alive? Yeah? We all know that totally normal, healthy feeling that we all have. Like, I mean, you totally would if she wasn't around, but alas, she does yoga. So you're gonna have to tough it out for another 20 years. Yeah, her pulse is my prison. I am glad to be out of the house. Any reason not to be home. I live in Cincinnati. I live in a kind of a rough part of town called Cincinnati, and we had a break-in. A guy broke into our house in the middle of the night, and he took a shower. So it definitely could have been worse, but it was a weird way to wake up because I'm leaving my room in the middle of the night, and there's just some stranger, no shirt on, dripping wet on the couch, and I ask him, "Hey, man, who do you know here?" I thought maybe it was one of my roommate's more disheveled-looking friends, but this stranger just says, "Oh, I know lots of people." That's on me. Should have been more specific. "How did you get in here? Like, what are you doing here?" And he said, "Oh, I was just going door to door. The door was unlocked. I just needed a place to stay." Credit where credit is due. Very transparent about his intentions. Not really knowing what to do next, I bang on my roommate's door, and he opens it up, and I say, "Dude, there's just some, like, half-naked guy dripping wet outside my room. I have no idea who he is." My roommate said, "Nice." And I clarified, no, I'm not fucking this man. He's just some homeless guy. I think just some homeless guy, just like some homeless guy walked into our house in the middle of the night. What are we supposed to do? My roommate said, "Okay, let's calm down. 2 things. First of all, he's an unhoused individual. Okay? Homeless guy, that is very dehumanizing. Second of all, let me grab my gun." So, we're walking down the stairs, and he leans to me and he says, "Hey, did you ask him to leave?" And I said, "No, I don't know what standard protocol is supposed to be here." So my roommate yelled out, "Hey, man, can you please leave?" And the homeless guy said, "Yeah, I'll leave." And then he left. It's an underwhelming end to the story, I'll be the first to admit, but this actually happened to me, so don't know what to tell you. Sorry, he didn't give me something funnier to work with, but is what it is. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. This next comedian, he's one of my best friends in the whole world, Rand Barnacle, everybody.
One more time for Spencer. He's dressed like a used toy car salesman. Isn't he cute? Uh-oh. Hello. Hello. Okay, good. Sorry, I had a weird day. Bad. I got high. Like too high in the morning, in the daytime. Take it easy, you fucking drug addict. You're by yourself. The guy by himself. Fuck yeah, brother. That didn't destroy my life at all. I'm sitting at an 8-top by myself. Speak my truth. I got too high in the morning, and I never smoke weed in the morning, and I was like, fuck it. And so I hit this is fucked up. I hit the vape pen in the morning, and then I went to brush my teeth, and I got one of those little shaky toothbrushes. You know what I'm talking about? Them shaky boys. They tell you not to bite down on them, but you bite down on them. You do. Everyone does. You bite down on the shake so you see your eyes going gabba, 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 gabba. You do it. And I was looking at my eyes gabba, gabbaing around in my head, and I was looking at it, and then I had to stop because I went, am I my brain? That is a fucking bad way to start your day. Am I my brain? Or is my brain me? And then I'm just at Whole Foods like, this isn't even real, man. That's like a bad way to go. Because weed is fucked. Weed is completely fucked. Because, I mean, you can't regulate. There's no way to regulate how much you're imbibing in.
Because, like, I know if I drink 3 beers, I can, like, have a conversation or pretend to listen or whatever. But I know if I have 30 beers, I'm going to take a fucking shower with my shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'll be like, you know. But weed, I could take like a little angel's whisper out of the vape pen. I could just be like, let's have a thought. And then I could see an old woman and be like, I should help her with her groceries. But I could take the same amount of juice out of the stick, and I could see the same old woman and be like, I bet I could fucking kill her with my bare hands. I'm gonna murder that old bitch. She's got soft bones. I know she does. You can't tell. You can't tell with weed ever. You just don't know what's gonna happen. Well, what do you think, Professor? You think what do you think the wildest thing you can do to somebody sexually is? He can answer. Don't tell him what to do. Valentine's Day's over. Go ahead, tell me. Consensually, come on now. What do you... Stick your tongue in their ear. Yeah, that's pretty wild if you want a pussy to dry up on your dick. That's pretty wild. You doling out wet willies? Good for you. What do you think? What do you think, Zoomies manager? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think the wildest thing you can do sexually is? Yeah. Oh, bad. Okay. What do you think, Cincy? What do you think? Yeah. The man wearing all Cincinnati shit. Me and you, we're brothers, dude. No idea. Virgin answer, white hat, hit me. Yell something out. Okay, Jesus. Well, I didn't know I was doing this for the Christian Science Convention. What do you think? The wildest thing you could do sexually? Yeah.
I mean, if she's showered, I mean, sky's the limit, right?
You need to go to fucking jail. Sky's the limit. What do you think?
Go down on her.
Hey, man, I was talking to him. The wildest thing you could do sexually is, I don't know, just go down on her. That's like first date. What? What'd you? No, I didn't. Hang him? Oh, dildo up the ass. Okay, this isn't the AVN Awards. Shut the fuck up. I didn't ask a prostitute to yell out in the middle of the show. Peg him! Peg him! Jesus Christ. I think the wildest thing you can do sexually, my answer is a mid-afternoon sober 69. That's the wildest one. Because people are like, women's bodies are beautiful. It's like, not with direct sunlight on their assholes. No, they're not. You know a chick really, you know a woman really loves you is if in the middle of a 69, she's like, you get on top. That's crazy. You're like, what do you want me to eat your pussy Spider-Man style? What the fuck are you talking about? Thank you, that's my time. You guys are fucking good. You're good audience. And help me bring up to the stage the next comedian. His name's Brady Bunch, everybody.
One more time for Ran. Ow! Yes, let me explain. My first name is Brady, and my last name is Bunch. And my parents are assholes. All right, give it up for asshole parents. Had a pretty rough childhood, as you can imagine, with a name like that. I grew up in the 80s, so I went to public school, where being a bully was still considered cool, right? Everybody would give me shit. Hell, even the Glee Club would chase me around. Don't believe me, I try having a theme song. Fucking Janitor would give me a Marcia, 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 then like pin me in the corner of his dirty mop. My dad was no help. He was 55 years old when I was born. 56 when he left. He called it early retirement, early family retirement. It was kind of hard to be mad at my dad because, you know, he fought in World War II. He fought the Nazis and won. You remember. But what I couldn't tell my friends is that he fought the urge to call me on birthdays and holidays. Aw. So I grew up poor in a trailer park. I didn't have to tell you I was poor because I grew up in a trailer park with a sexually active mom. Ugh. Yeah. I heard my mom have sex growing up. That wasn't even the worst part. One time I heard my mom say, "Give it to me. Give it to me." And you know that wasn't even the worst part? It was the reply of, "We are." That'll stick in your head. I mean, I knew I lived close to the tracks, but I didn't realize the train made a stop in my mom's bedroom. And that is a hard lesson to learn when you're 5. Couldn't go by my initials when I was in school because my middle name is Joe. Yeah, BJ Bunch. Plus, my older sisters already had that nickname. So needless to say, if my sister's sucking everybody off and my mom fucking everybody, I didn't have a lot of positive role models in my life. Thankfully, I had my next door neighbors, Lyndon and Linda. Yes, I had lesbian next door neighbors named Linda. 2 of them. They were great. I could jump out my back door and land in their front yard, and you know, they were teaching me everything from small engine repair, how to throw a perfect spiral, drive a stick shift, how to barbecue, no wieners on the grill. They would give me like boxes of hand-me-down clothes, which is great. Playboys in the bottom. They look like they were mint condition, you know? Not like the Playboys you got from your friends. Ooh. It's like 3 pages. Pretty gross. It's pretty gross. We're all older here. We used to, we're gross when we masturbated. Right? Using our hands and getting all dirty. Let me tell you this. I recently walked in on my brother-in-law masturbating, and I did not know he was masturbating because he had his virtual reality goggles on. His hands were up here, and he had a fleshlight attached to his penis. I just stood there, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta say something. But I was like, no, wait, he's going to come to my comedy show on the 15th. I'll just wait until he's here right now, everybody. Fucking, he's right here. I caught this dude masturbating with fucking no hands. It was amazing. It was fucking amazing. I was like, next game, all right? Next game. Ooh. All right, that's my time, everybody. Oh, thank you. We're having a good time out here. Let's keep it going. Keep the energy going. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Devin Glass is coming up. Woo!
Hey, keep it going for Brady, everybody, and keep it going for your wait staff while we're at it. Keep it going for the wait staff. They're working hard. They're working. My day job is I drive Uber. That's what I do. That's how I make money. I like driving Uber. I like to mess with my passengers. Lately, what I've been doing is I'll wait to the end of the ride and I'll ask them for gas money. Some of them give it to you. They do. They do. I've been doing this. If I have more than one person in my vehicle, I'll let them get super deep into a conversation, and whenever I hear one of them cuss, I'm like, cut that out. This is a family Uber. There are kids in the trunk. I went to pick up this group of frat kids the other day. I drive Uber in a college town, and before they got in my car, they're like, "You're young, it's a Saturday night. Why don't you come hit the bars with us right now?" I was like, "I'll be honest with you boys, I don't really see the point in going out anymore. I'm already drunk, okay? Just get in, okay? Buckle up, though, I'm gonna try to drift. You boys like Linkin Park?" It's dumb. That's a joke. I won't drive Uber drunk, though. I will, however, drive Uber high. I will drive Uber high. I should probably stop smoking weed before I drive Uber, though, because a couple weeks ago I got halfway through a ride and forgot there was somebody in my car. I had to convince this guy that the GPS just took me through the Wendy's drive-thru. You know? I was like, "Buddy, you should have spoke up. I would have bought you a Frosty." I would have. People fuck with me too whenever they get in my Uber, they say stuff. The other day I had someone get in my car and tell me that I look like a handsome school shooter. I feel like this says a lot about me as a person. I said thank you. Took it in stride. I started growing this mustache because I thought it would make me look less like a school shooter. All it did was make it look like I have better aim. That's all did that accomplish. Driving Uber's fun though. I had this kid get in my car and he was making all sorts of small talk with me. I don't like to do that, so I'll just say yes to anything anybody asks me. This kid asked me if I went to the high school right down the road, and I didn't, but I said yes. And he goes, "Oh, so you must have had Mrs. Johnson for history." I don't know why I said this, but I was like, "She's the worst. I hate her." He goes, "That's my mother." I was like, "Buddy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that when I said that. I was just messing around. I'm sorry." And he got really serious. He was like, "No, dude, no. She's a bitch." I actually picked up a teacher while I was driving Uber. I picked up this guy, nice guy. We got to chatting. He asked me what I do outside of Uber. I told him I'm a comedian. He was like, "Oh, that's so cool, you know. Being a teacher and being a comedian actually have a bunch of things in common." I was like, "What do you think the main thing is?" He said, "We both drive Uber on the side." He didn't tip me very well. He didn't tip me. I had this girl get in my car. As we were pulling away from her dorm room, she was like, "You're not gonna murder me, are you?" Just then, the automatic lock feature on my doors activated. I'm no longer a 5-star rated driver. The point of that joke. It's true, I care way more about my Uber score than I ever did my high school GPA. That's just a fact about me. I'll leave you with this. I had this girl get in my vehicle, picked her up for a ride, and when she got in my car, she goes, "Oh my God, you're the comedian." And I was like, "Yeah, I am. That's so sweet that you would remember. What show did you come to? I hope you had a good time." She said, "Nah, I took an Uber last week and I got you." "And you told me you were a comedian." All right, that's my time, guys. My name's Devin Glass. All right, this next guy, very funny. Please keep your hands going for Cy Admonson, everybody.
Hey, guys, how are you? I'm gonna move some things. I have a shitty body, so I'm gonna sit. Hi. Hello. I did not dress appropriately, but you guys too, so we're all gonna be fine. If you took me 2 miles from my house and took my phone away from me, just shoot me and roll me in a river. Like, I don't know what the part of the brain is that you're born with that's like directions, but it's not. You could come up to me right now and go, "Cy, that way is west, and this way is east. Now answer this. Which way is west?" And I'd be like, "Fuck. I don't know." Like, I'm terrible at it. And I was going to a doctor's appointment in an area of town that I didn't know. And my phone, I'm glued on my phone with my directions, and a notification came up. And I went to swipe it, and I knocked the phone down and in between the seat, which is a nightmare for an able-bodied person, right? My body is not great, and so I got no shot. So I got to pull over. And I pull over, and I'm trying to get it, and I have no shot. And I realize I'm going to have to go in the business that I am parked at to ask another human to get my phone for me. Because what am I going to do? Right? I don't know where I'm at. I can't call anyone. I'm not going to go to a gas station and buy a map like a pervert, you know. The only people who buy gas station maps, the only reason to buy one of those is like if you can't tell Google what you're up to. It's like if you see somebody using a payphone in today's day and age. It's like, "Enjoy the drugs, scumbag." So it's 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, and I'm in a Taco Bell parking lot. And so I felt like I should assess the situation, so I walked up and peered into the Taco Bell, which was probably alarming. And I look around, and it's one table, and it's 8 teenagers. So, the worst people on the fucking planet. It's 4 boys and 4 girls, and that caught me. I was like, oh, you can't just. I needed to regroup. You can't just walk up to children like, "Help," You need to have thought things through. So I go back to my car, kind of think it out, and I'm like, okay. And then I come into the Taco Bell. So now I've peered into a fast food restaurant, disappeared, and am re-entering. I don't know what the warning signs are for a mass shooter, but fucking peer and disappear, gangly white, peer and disappear. If you see that, you're you've already pushed 9-1, right? You're down the street just hovering the other one, and he's going back in. Nobody saw that, I think he's up to good. Probably presents in the car. You think he brought presents for the people in Taco Bell? So I go in, and I walk up to the children, and I had this whole speech ready, hey, my phone fell, and I can't get it. I deal with this autoimmune disease, and I'm struggling, and I need help. And I got in front of them, and they hit me with their judgy little child eyes, and I froze, and I just went, "Excuse, I have a disease." That's yikes. You understand? I approached minors in a restaurant and opened with, "I have a disease." I might as well have gone, "Can I smell some hands?" Get the hands out, guys. Let's start licking and smelling hands, right? Now I'm falling apart. I'm like, no, because my phone fell and my shoulders don't work very well, and so you need to get the phone. And I'm fucking spiraling, and I finish this speech, and one of the girls goes, "What's the disease?" Which is a really good question, but I didn't love the tone. But I don't feel like that's not the time to fight that battle, right? So I was it's called psoriatic arthritis. It's inflammatory arthritis of my spine mainly, but my body. None of them said anything. They all just started fact-checking me. You think that's how bad? If this is an evil plan, you think I didn't think far enough to create the disease? What's the disease? Fuck, damn it. I've never gotten this far before, so good question. Really, I'm gonna have learned from this one. I'm gonna put it in the win category. I'm gonna learn from it. You're all very attractive, and I'm gonna come back better next time. So I tell her what the disease is. Finally, one of the boys goes, okay, so your phone is stuck and you can't get it because of this disease. And so you need one of us to get it for you. That's a really great summary. I know a leader when I see one. But then no one said anything else. So I was just standing there like I'm on some disability version of Shark Tank. Like, you said you had an autoimmune disease, but you look more poor than sick, so for those reasons I'm out. Finally, one of the 4 boys goes, I'll do it. And then the other boys didn't want to be showed up, so they were like, we'll help. And so now I'm leaving Taco Bell with 4 boys. And this feels like an important moment to recap the events thus far from the perspective of the Taco Bell worker. So it's 11 a.m. on Wednesday, and you're working at Taco Bell, probably pretty wasted. You're plugging through gorditas, and you see a redneck-looking Stretch Armstrong peer into the window, disappear, then enter your building, approach 8 children, and leave with just the boys. We got out in the parking lot, and I realized I'd left my car door open, which looks like a trap. Like, there might as well have been a box held up by a wooden spoon with a dollar bill under it. Like, it's safe. It's a safe dollar. By the way, I'm aware that this is Ted Bundy's trick. Right? He'd put his arm in a sling. He'd approach women at the beach and go, I can't get my canoe on my car because my arm's broken. And they'd go, okay. So I'm glad it was teenagers and not 30-year-old white women. They'd have sniffed that out. Like, I'm not getting Bundied in a Taco Bell parking lot. I listen to podcasts. You're not going to Bundy me in public. The hero boy walks towards the car to get my phone. 2 of the other boys are out in the middle. One of the boys comes and stands by me. Hero boy goes down. He's immediately butthole to the sky. And I was like, nope, I'm over here. I didn't come for that. That's not my plan. He gets the phone. He stands up after he has the phone, and he holds it in the air. And he goes, there really was a phone in there. You weren't fucking sure, man? Like, I am so thankful for your help, but do we need to have a talk? Do you not have any dad situation at home at all? Also, and he goes, well, we had Jake over by you just in case. One boy? And now I'm pretty fucking offended, right? If you thought there was a chance I'm a monster, and you dedicated just 33% of the available boys to stopping me? Fuck, like, am I gonna have to molest you to prove a point? I never understood that old man shit until that moment where I'm like, back in my day, 3 boys to stop a pedophile. Fucking break Jake's nose, flip the hero in the car, and just drive him a few blocks. Like, I could be fucking fingering you right now, man. You go in no one else's car unless 3 boys are protecting you. Do you understand? Now call me dad. Look me in my eyes and say, here's your phone, daddy. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Your next comedian, ladies and gentlemen, put it together for Evan Friends.
Give it up for the super forgettable Evan Friends. Give it up. That's not adequate, guys. I am the 2003 National Elementary School Dare Essay Contest winner. Give it the fuck up. Later on in life, I got pulled over by my DARE officer, and he found my weed, and he told me I was a massive disappointment to him because apparently I'm a bitch that smokes mids. A little bit about me, I'm a gigantic piece of shit. I can't help it. I'm the manager in rural Indiana of a popular burger and custard joint. They've asked me to stop name dropping them. My brand of comedy doesn't match theirs. I work at Culver's. I'm the guy that yells at 15-year-old kids all day. I'm the guy that pretends to care that your order's fucked up. I don't. Guys, you cannot help to be a piece of shit if you have my job. I'm a fast food manager in southern Indiana. Have you met people from southern Indiana? Some of the conversations I overhear in the dining room. I once overheard an older couple say to one to the other, they should sterilize trans people so they can't reproduce anymore. I was like, what? That's not how that... Never mind, it's just fucking hateful. Fuck that. Like, guys, I'm telling you, I have a job that turns you into a piece of shit. There's certain jobs that turn people into pieces of shit. I'll give you examples. Landlord's one of those jobs. If you're a landlord, you're kind of automatically a piece of shit. You have to do douchebag stuff. You have to throw single mothers out when they can't afford rent. You have to refuse to repair dishwashers. You have to do douchebag shit. Another good example is President of the United States. If you're president of the United States, it doesn't matter which side you represent, you're gonna automatically be a piece of shit. It doesn't matter how much good you want to do in the world, one day you're gonna have to wake up and accidentally drone strike a kid. It's part of the job, it's fighting terrorism. You have to get on the news and be like, we killed the leader of Al-Qaeda today, and the entire classroom of 14-year-olds he was hanging out in. Or, but whoopsie. Or bad. We didn't know. I hate homeless people now because of my job. What the fuck? How do you hate homeless people? They're the most vulnerable. I always have to have like awkward interactions with them. I'll give you an example. The other day, a homeless person came into my restaurant, didn't spend any money, went straight to the bathroom, spent 45 minutes in there, got shit on 3 out of 4 possible surfaces in that bathroom. Right during the middle of dinner rush, I didn't have any time to deal with it. I did what any good manager does in this situation. I sent a poor 16-year-old girl on her first day of work in there to clean it up. I was like, let's see if she has what it takes to make it in this industry. She did a good job. She came back to me. She's like, Evan, I cleaned all the shit off the walls. Think I can take a free custard home with me when I leave tonight? I was like, sure, but it's got to be chocolate. Piece of shit, guys. I'll give you another example. I hate emotional support dogs because of my job. That's kind of fucked. Like, how do you hate dogs? I hate, like, those dogs are cool as fuck, not them. No, I specifically hate emotional support dogs because I don't feel like they quite earn the right to go on airplanes and restaurants and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, service dogs have to work for that right. They earn that right. They're clocked in. You can't feed them. You can't pet them. They have tasks they perform. They help blind people cross the street. They help TSA agents find my weed. They have jobs. I feel like emotional support dogs are basically just the liberal version of conservatives bringing their assault rifles into convenience stores. They're like, you can't stop me. I have a permit for this dog. Just like makes them feel better about themselves, I guess. They're like, you never know. We might need this dog. There might be a bad dog in here. Oh, God. All right, this next one, we're going to end on a terrible one. That's how I like to do it, my style. Valentine's Day was yesterday. That was a lot of fun for people that weren't me. Valentine's Day is cool. So in Indiana, St. Jude's Children's Hospital does this really cool program where anybody can send a child in that hospital a Valentine to make them feel good about themselves on Valentine's Day. It's really cool. I do this every year. I'm not allowed to do it anymore. I accidentally sent my girlfriend. I got the letter that was a little sexually charged mixed up with the letter I was sending to my girlfriend. I accidentally sent it to one of the kids at the hospital and vice versa. I got in a lot of trouble at the hospital. Luckily, with my girlfriend, I was able to play it off. Luckily, she also has cancer now, so I didn't know that. Piece of shit, guys. Your next comic is not a piece of shit. He's a cool dude. His name is Christian HB.
I'm a recovering leash kid. It fucked me up because like I wasn't like the typical leash kid where your parent like ties you up by your wrist and like drags you along like a little poodle. My mom was lazy, so she would just tie me up to random objects and leave me there like a pit bull. I think she did that so I wouldn't run away to a family that could afford a babysitter. It fucked me up too a little bit because like I don't think I could ever do bondage with like a woman now. Because if a woman was to like tie me up sexually, all I would think about is my mom trying on bras for 5 hours at JCPenney's. Talk about a confusing boner, am I right? This is a great start. You get a lot of confusing boners? Oh, God. And you're a teacher. All right, I'm just kidding. Hey, don't snitch on my man, bruh. I mean, maybe snitch on him to the authorities, but not to me. I'm not gonna do anything. Okay, we're just gonna get weirder. I think if you're kinky, that's cool. Okay, listen, like, you can be into stuff, that's cool, but sometimes you can take it too far, you know? Like I was getting with this girl, first thing she told me, she was like, hey, I just need you to know I'm a very kinky person. I was like, okay, that's awesome. Like, what are you into? Like choking, fingers in your butt, me pretending to be your stepfather? And she was like, no, that's all vanilla. I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? I'm not ready for this one. She's like, well, I can only come if you growl at me like a dog the whole time. I was like, oh, my bad. I thought you said you were kinky, not disabled. Because I come fine. I don't need assistance in that matter. I'm doing well. I'm doing so good right now. Listen, I think it's porn. I think porn is what's fucking us up. There's too much. Like, I can't do porn no more. Not like I'm not doing porn. Like, nobody would watch that. Like, I can't watch other people do porn. Like, I know it's bad because, like, it's desensitizing us. Like, I was looking at my, like, to-do list the other day, and in my to-do list, I wrote, lube up that Asian whore. And immediately I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get an oil change. It's fucking us up, right? Like the other day, I was on the Pornhub. And I was just, I was scrolling through, and then like I saw that one where like Tiana Trump joins like a labor union or whatever, and I was like, oh shit, that was the day I got in the car crash. I kept scrolling through, and I saw it was a Nigerian BBW gets her U.S. citizenship the hard way. And I was like, oh shit, that was the day my aunt died. This is crazy. I kept scrolling through and I kept having all these memories come up. And I was like, oh shit, this isn't a spank bank no more. This is a scrapbook. That one wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Okay. I'll leave. I'm mixed. You could probably tell that because I look like Drake's little brother if he had a thyroid problem. Being mixed is hard because like, whenever I'm like, I get real insecure about how I'm perceived racially. So whenever I'm around like a group of my white friends or my black friends, I try to act like real cool and chill, I'm like, yeah, what's up? I'm smooth. But for some reason when I'm around a group of my white friends, I turn into like a character on Queer Eye who's done too much Molly, and I'm like, all right, bye! Bye-bye! His butt is fat as fuck! Yeah, I don't know what it is about being white that just makes you want to do gay shit. I guess white people have been on top for so long, they're like, you know what, let's see what it's like bottoming for a little bit, All right, I gotta go, everybody. Thank you. All right, your next comic, you're gonna like him a lot. He's an interesting guy. Please give it up, everybody, for Isaiah Mason!
How's everybody doing tonight? Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm engaged, but I call her my wife because we already do shit married couples do. We don't have sex anymore, and I just get yelled at for no apparent reason. A relationship's all about 50-50, you know? She tells me what to do, and I just have to listen and just, you know, agree with it. It works out in the end, trust me. We had a beautiful baby girl about a month ago. Don't say that. You're saying, just listen what I'm about to say. The day I had to go back to work after we had her, I'm saying we like I had to push her out. After she had her, I get woken up to, babe, I need help. I was like, what do you need help with? She said, I need to go take a shower. And I'm like, oh shit, this is it. We get to do it now. And I wake up and there's shit all over her. She had a pretty shitty morning that morning. I went to my brother's birthday party not that long ago, and pretty sure it was his 18th birthday. I hope it was his 18th birthday after what I got him. I went to the adult store. I asked his mom. She said it was okay, you know, so I'm not the bad guy. But I got him a lovely girl named Lola. I blew her up for him so he didn't have to do all the hard work, you know. He just had to do the easy work. And when I gave it to him, he said I ruined his birthday party. So I'm guessing he didn't use it. All right, well, let's just get weird now, because obviously none of those jokes are hitting the way I want them to. So, anybody here been to Golden Corral? Awesome. I'm not allowed back at one. My brothers, I was 14 years old. My mom just passed away. My aunt was taking me places to get my mind off of it. And when she get a bunch of little boys together, shit's bound to go down. Me and my brother are running in and out of the bathroom, throwing paper towels over the stalls, you know, multiple times going in there. And my brother looks at me, he says, hey, $20 if you shit in the urinal. And let me just tell you guys, I am no bitch, okay? I'm still waiting on that $20. And I got caught. I feel like he should have doubled it since I got caught. You know how embarrassing it is to have some guy run up to your table while your family's eating and be like, is that your son? And my aunt said, God, what did he do? He just took a dump in my urinal. Everybody laughed but my aunt, so I think I killed it pretty well that night. Yeah, nobody really wanted me back there. The crazy part about that is I thought I was in some serious fucking trouble. A couple minutes later, the army strolled in, and I was like, holy fuck. All I did was shit in the urinal. I didn't know it was serious. Then the paramedics rolled in, and I was like, holy fuck. Somebody died? And then the cops rolled in, and I was like, I'm going to fucking jail because of this? They were just rolling somebody out who had a heart attack. It was okay. I was fine. I didn't get in no trouble. Man, my wife, she lets me wear gray sweatpants. Trust me, there's nothing to see, you know. I never really understood why. She says it's perfect, so I think I'm fine. I never really understood what perfect means, because I'm pretty sure her perfect and my perfect are two different things. I feel like if I had 2 more inches, I'd be perfect. Rocking with 3 is really not doing nothing right now, you know? I question myself, like, am I in? Obviously I was, because I got her pregnant, so. Yeah. She don't want any more kids now, and I think it's because the baby looks just like me. Like, it's like I gave birth, like I pushed. I didn't say anything when she was pushing, because I was scared that she was gonna beat my ass in the room. She just kept looking at me like, I fucking hate you. And I was just like, you're doing great, babe, I love you. Yeah, she hates me. That's all I got for right now. You know, that's my time. Give it up for your next comedian. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys are too nice. Give it up for Dilly, your next comedian. Keep it going. Don't stop clapping.
Let's give it up for Isaiah Mason. Yeah. Hi, I'm Dilly, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, that's Monday night. A little bit about me. I'm 53 years old, midlife crisis. You know, most men go out and buy a sports car. I got a 35-year-old Mexican girlfriend and a motorcycle. Monthly payments, way higher than a sports car. Hey, but the ride's better. You know, I rev them up. They both jiggle my nuts. My girlfriend, her mom's Hungarian German and her dad's Mexican. I swear to God, on her birth certificate it says Hungry Mexican. I have a 31-year-old daughter and 3 grandkids, 11, 7, and 4, and a 2-year-old son and a 6-month-old daughter. I started over at 51. Yeah, I'll be 69 when my son graduates, 71 when my daughter graduates, and I figure 75, 76, they'll move out and go to after college, and I'm moving in with them. They can change my diapers. I have a lot of fun with my kids. I'm like, every morning I go home from work. I work 11 to 7, and she goes to work, and I watch my kids. I get about 4 hours of sleep. It's like I'm doing meth every day. I get up like, fuck, kids. Drive me nuts. I love doing stand-up. This is my 90th time. I really want to just like get out there and tell people that, you know, I'm funny. People don't believe me, so I tell them jokes. So we're going to start out with some of my favorite. What do crack dealers and prostitutes have in common? They both sell crack. What is the difference between a prostitute and a crack dealer? A prostitute, she can wash her crack and sell it again. You got a prostitute and a crack dealer on Vine Street on Friday night. Who's going to make the most money? Whoever's got the best crack. I think so, anyway. Crack's always good. What do you call a smart blonde? Golden retriever. What do blondes and turtles have in common? Well, if they're on their backs, they're fucked. What's an elephant's sexual organ? Its foot. Steps on you, you're fucked. Okay, I went to the doctor the other day. I got a problem, you know, down in the no good part, and I was telling the doctor, I was like, you know, I got a problem. He's like, yeah, you got a white man's disease. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, small cocks. I was like, fuck. My girl, since she had the baby, she forgets stuff. I mean, all the time she forgets stuff. I thought maybe she had the dementia or something. So we took her to the doctor, and the doctor's like, well, I got good news and bad news. I'm like, well, what's the good news? And it's, well, she might have dementia. And I'm like, well, what's the bad news? And he's like, well, she might have syphilis. And I'm like, well, how do I tell the difference? And he's like, take her out in the country, drop her off. If she finds her way home, don't fuck her. I have a good time doing stand-up. It's great fun. I'm really nervous tonight. It's been a long time since I did it because you got 2 babies at home. You can't get out there and do it as much. I used to do it 3 or 4 times a week, and now it's once every 6 months when she lets me. She don't like to let me out of the house. She's kind of crazy. She tells me that I'm stupid all the time and I'm not funny. I said, well, you're right. I'm stupid, but you're funny. Pretty much. Let's do some more one-liners here. Everybody's heard the one, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs on the front porch? Matt. What do you call a guy, no arms, no legs, in the water? Bob. What do you call a girl with 1 leg? Eileen. What do you call a girl with no legs? Dirty cunt. Sorry. I like that joke. Some people don't like that joke. I got problems with alphabetical letters in my life. Like PC, I got a problem with my PC. Not my personal computer, I'm pretty good at that. It's politically correct stuff, not too good at that. I got ADD and ADHD and PTSD from all the crazy shit I've seen. I got some CDs and some DVDs, and what's really wrong with me is in the 80s I did a lot of LSD, a little PCP, and a lot of THC. I quit smoking pot last week. Worst day of my life. Well, that's been my time. We got Phil Pointer coming up. Everybody have a good night.
Y'all keep it going for Dilly. Let him hear it. Is it just me, or does anybody else think that Dilly looks like he was smoking crack and praising the January 6th crowd? Oh, white people, you might as well loosen the fuck up. It ain't but 2.5 of us in here, and I'm counting Justin as the half. You motherfuckers might as well get ready. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, because ain't nobody said it yet. Happy Black History Month, white people. If we gather in a dark room in Montgomery, they'll never know it. We don't have to talk about it. All right, let's get started, shall we? My mom and dad got divorced when I was very young. So for a while, I had to live with my grandmother because my mom worked 2 jobs. And that was kind of a traumatic experience for me because I was a kid back when child abuse was still legal. And my grandmother used to say wild shit to keep me in line. She did. Like my grandmother's favorite one to use was, boy, if you keep acting up, I'm gonna beat you with whatever's closest to me. Which was fucked up because she would only say that when she was ironing. And since she got away with it the first time because my mom worked for Children's Services, who the fuck was I gonna call? I got an ass whooping from my dad one time that was actually a religious experience. I did. Because here's the thing, I was in my preteen, so I started feeling myself. So I started talking back to my mama, going off, and my mom called my dad to come take care of me like he was some sort of pediatric hitman or something. So my dad comes and picks me up, and I'm sitting in the car with this man who's like 6 foot something, 300 and something pounds solid, did 2 tours in Vietnam, and all I keep thinking is, maybe I should have kept that last fuck you mama to myself. Like maybe I should have held on to that one, you know? So we get to my dad's house, and I go up to my room in his house, which has a view out the front of this big, beautiful tree that he had in the front yard. So my dad comes in the room, he takes off his belt and goes to work, just whap, 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 whap. And after a moment, I decided I had enough of this shit, and I grabbed the belt. Okay, y'all that didn't say nothing, y'all heard that sound? They know what kind of mistake that shit was. Because I'm going to tell you what, without missing a stroke, my father let go of the belt, reached his hand out the window to that big, beautiful tree, snatched a switch off that tree already skinned, and went back to, you ever fuck up so bad God gets directly involved in your punishment? Like God was sitting there like, nah, I see what he said to his mama, dog. We gonna get this shit stripped and ready for you, hold on. I said it was a religious experience because as I grew up in my life, I had a really conservative Christian upbringing. So I started to have doubts about that upbringing as I grew up. So I made it all the way to going to agnostic. But I could never make it to atheist because somebody stripped that goddamn branch and it wasn't my daddy. I'll do one more thing and get up out of here. I am very happy to be here, though. I really am happy to be. I'm happy to be here because I was recently a victim of gun violence. I was. Like, here's the thing. I was standing outside of a bar with some friends of mine. And we were all, having a good time. And then we saw a couple of guys off to the side having an altercation. We thought it got squashed because they went their separate ways. So I got about 10 or 15 yards away from the bar. All of a sudden, behind me, I hear, yo, he's got a gun. And just pop, 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 pop. So I take off running. And after about 5 yards, my 49-year-old body showed me that I should never go from 0 to 60 that goddamn fast. At least not without warm-up, you know what I'm saying? But I take off running, I catch a cramp in the back of my leg, fall to the ground, skid on my elbow, and smash my phone. Which means that I was a victim of gun violence. Look, anytime we talk about victims of gun violence, we talk about the person who got shot or their family. Nobody talks about the old fat motherfucker that suddenly had to run for his goddamn life. For a moment, I thought I had gotten shot. I did. Because the cramp I caught in the back of my leg was the size of a bullet hole. So I dragged my sore ass up, got to the car, started feeling my pants, see if they were wet, see if I was bleeding. Once I realized my pants were dry, I was like, oh, thank God I didn't piss my pants. Look, having gotten shot would have been one of the worst things to ever happen to me in my life. But having thought I'd gotten shot because my pants were wet and realized I pissed my pants and I got to drive home with pee pants would have fucking sucked. I'm Phil Pointer. I love y'all. Bye. Y'all ready for your last comic of the night? Come on, Wednesday night. It ain't been that long. Let's go. Are you ready for your last comic? That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Mr. Mike Frank.
Let's keep it going for Phil, everybody. I was never brave enough to try to grab my dad's belt when he was whipping me with it. I did not know that was an option. My move was always just shove my younger brother in between us. Try to use him as a human shield. I don't know if Phil has a younger brother, though. They come in handy. Keep it going for yourselves, guys. You've been a fun crowd tonight. We've had a fun show. I do want to make one thing very clear before I get started tonight. I do not cry after sex. I have sex before I cry. All right. One of my friends is cheating on his girlfriend, which I do not condone. All right, you shouldn't do that. But also, she's kind of shitty to me. So like now, like, you know, when she's rude to me, like I don't say anything because I don't think it's my place. But like in the back of my mind, I'm just like, your ass is getting cheated on. Kind of makes me feel good. I don't know. All right. Not a terrible person. You guys can relate. All right. I have a wacky uncle. He's cheating on his girlfriend. No, just everyone I know is just cheating on their girlfriend. No, I have a wacky uncle, and he runs marathons in a giant foam shark costume. Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to prove either. You know, it's like, how'd Gary pass away? Heat stroke. Yeah. Oh, was it unexpected? Well, he was running as fast as he could in a giant foam shark suit at the time, so pretty predictable, you know. My uncle, he ran an ultra marathon. It's 100 miles, right? Like if you run like a 5K in an animal costume, that's kind of funny, you know? It's like, look, he's dressed as a turkey. If you run 100 miles in an animal costume, something dark happened in your past, you know? Like one of my other uncles was killed by a shark as a kid. My family doesn't talk about it, you know? It's like, yeah, Gary blames himself. He was supposed to go swimming with Carson that day. If only he'd been there, maybe he'd have seen a dorsal fin, could have warned Carson before. You can't just put on a shark costume and run away from your problems, Gary. I can and I will. Just 100 miles to go, everybody. This won't take long. I don't want anybody to get sad at this next part, but I don't want your pity. But I have a rare medical condition. My esophagus doesn't work, so like food gets stuck all the time. It's like really hard to eat. Very slow at it, and I don't know. You know how like sometimes like snakes try to eat an animal that's like too big, and you see like the outline of like a goat inside a snake. That's what happens to my esophagus if I eat half a tater tot. So, yeah, you gotta chew everything up really good. Like I had to have surgery. If you don't have the surgery, your esophagus like stretches out and folds and on itself, and you like starve to death. And I don't know. It's probably my fault. Like I used to eat like 2 Chipotle burritos at the same time. You know, I ate McGangbangs. That's where you take a McChicken and you stuff it in between the patties on a McDouble, and then a shirtless Ronald McDonald laughs at God, lights a vegan baby on fire while you shove it in your mouth. The sandwich, not the baby. All right. I don't know. The achalasia is what it's called, and the way they diagnose achalasia is they shove a long tube up your nose and down your throat. And the test, it took 45 minutes, and my nurse got mad at me for dry heaving too much. Yeah, it's like my bad. This is actually only my second time being abducted by aliens, so. Yeah, last time I could have sworn they put the probe in from the other end, so a little disoriented. I thought it was a pretty average amount of dry heaving, you know, based on things I've seen. I don't know. One time, this woman came up to me after a show, and she was just like, "You don't really have that, do you?" And I was just like, "Yeah, that's real." And then she got like all upset, like for me. She was just like, "No, but you're so cute." I was like, "Yeah. So unfair," you know? It's unbelievable I'm allowed to get sick like a regular person, you know? Why can't God just make ugly people more disabled, you know? I'm hot, I shouldn't be allowed to die, you know? You guys are fun. I actually don't drink. That's another thing that tends to surprise people. Everybody's got questions, you know. I don't know. People get nosy when you don't drink, you know. Everybody's got like a little case file on you, you know. Like, no booze. How does he manage to not kill himself, you know? They don't say that directly, but they'll ask you questions like, you know, what do you do for fun? Same stuff you do when you drink, you know? Throw ping pong balls into cups. Spin around with a wiffle ball bat on my forehead. Sometimes I just let a slinky loose on an escalator. See where the night takes me, you know? I live a very fulfilling life, right? I don't know. So alcohol is not for me, but like, you know, I think there's something still to be said for like hanging out with drunk people, you know? Like, have I ever gotten a DUI? No. But I've been airborne in a speedboat driven by a drunk person. You know, yeah, it's a good time. I've gone streaking with drunk friends. And I gotta tell you, running around outside completely naked, pretty fun sober. Yeah. It's just less acceptable. You know? What are you, drunk? No, officer, just having a lot of fun. You know? Look at me, huh? You know? Yeah. That jail sentence not getting any shorter. You know? You blow below 0.08 on that breathalyzer, it's extra community service hours. I don't know, like I don't mind doing drunk stuff. I just don't want to be drunk when I'm doing it. Like what's the point of throwing up in an Uber if you're not going to remember it? You know? I don't know. I get why people drink though. I understand it. You know, you gotta find ways to relax in life. Life's stressful. You know, some people find other stuff. You know, they use like meditation or something like that. Personally, I've always found yelling the F word really, really loud in your car. Pretty good way to relax. Yeah. Right? Like especially if you just spilled cereal milk all over your pants on your way to work in the morning. Like right when the milk is settling into a small pool around the rim of your butthole. It's a great time. It's a great time to repeatedly yell the F word. This next yoga movement is called grasping aimlessly in an empty glove compartment for napkins that are not there, whilst your butthole becomes more and more saturated with store brand coconut milk. Namaste. All right, you guys have been a lot of fun. That's all. That's my time tonight. Welcome back up here, Gretchen Schultz, everybody.
Keep it going for Mike Frank. And everyone else you saw, thanks so much for coming out, guys. We really appreciate it. If you want to check out this weekend, we have Jimmy Pardo, and tomorrow we have a lot of the comics that you saw tonight on a showcase. So check that out. Check the website for other shows we got going on. We'll be at Bell and the Bear if you want to hang out. I've been Gretchen Schultz. Good night.